Hello, it's been a while since I've tried to make a video, so I'm currently working on a project right now, LED strips. I have a friend that asked me if I can make him an LED bracelet, and I was like, hell yeah! I do need to plan it out, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. I've been playing with some microchips and battery charger to try to make this build. One of my ideas is to get fabric and sew it so that the LEDs and the electronics fit inside, and then have it connect on the end with itself. Maybe buy some like bracelet hardware or something. So that's my idea right now. We'll see how it works out and how it goes. Sometimes when I start a project, I might have an idea how to do it and end up doing it a completely different way. So we'll see. Alright, this is where I'm at with my build so far. I added a switch to turn the lights on and off. And it also charges the battery. Alright, so now I worked out a code because I decided to add a button, and what I want to do with the button is switch the options for the LED. So let me reset this and download the code. Didn't upload. Okay, what did I do wrong? Alright, so I realized that I didn't set up my board. Haha. Upload the code. Nope, it didn't work. God damn. So I uploaded. Okay, right now it's blinking. But it is not switching options. Alright, I finally got it to work. Just took 20 minutes of debugging, but got the button to work. So my only problem with this is that I have a delay in my code right here, and I need to change that to millis. It's not bad right now, but if I can make this smoother, I'll be happier. Okay, so I'm gonna work on that code and see if I can make it more smooth. Okay, so I really redesigned the whole construct of this build because I was using the battery pack charger rechargeable microchip. It was working fine at first, but then it just stopped working, and yeah, that's kind of the world of electronics. Things stop working sometimes, and sometimes you just don't know why. And so I tried to use a different LiPo battery, which I lost, but I had to take off some pins, so I was desoldering everything, and I accidentally desoldered one of the resistors on it, and I lost it because it's so small. It just fell, and I just can't find it anymore. So I was a little stressed out with all of that and decided to change the whole circuit, and I decided to go with a 9-volt battery power supply instead. It's not going to be rechargeable. The other thing too is that this was going to be like a very costly project. Not even $50 covers that project, which is crazy just for a bracelet. The switch works, the circuit works, everything's fine. I just gotta redo it. And I sewed on the fabric that I'm gonna stuff it in, which you won't be able to see it from here how it will look, but just getting it together. There's always just something that goes wrong somehow, but that's kind of the world of electronics. You gotta work with what you got, and you gotta work with what fails and what doesn't fail. So do you see how easy my room gets so messy? Alright, so right now I'm gonna solder the switch onto the battery. That way I could turn it on and off with the switch. I just split the wires down the middle. Bro, guys, oh my god. Okay, right there. So I split it down the middle and then again on the ends. So I'm gonna solder the switch onto the middle pieces of the wire. I think a live stream would be pretty cool of me just like doing electronics, but at the same time I know I'll have my times when I have to focus, so I'll be like thinking really hard and really trying to figure out this problem, so I'll be just thinking pretty hard. Sometimes when I get too overwhelmed with electronics, I just kind of like lay in my bed for like 5 seconds, just scroll through something just irrelevant to electronics, and then I'll start thinking about electronics and like my situation, my problem, and trying to figure out another way to fix it. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try that. And then so I get out of bed and try it again. Usually when I turn on my solder, I turn on my fan and I open my door for ventilation. I am using lead free, so it's not that toxic, I guess you could say, compared to lead, but I still just like the practice of not inhaling the smoke as much as possible when I solder. So if you hear the fan, you can't even see me this whole time. If you hear the fan, sorry, I'm kind of bummy, but if you hear the fan in the background, don't mind it. I need it for survival. Making the project in electronics or anything really problem solving is what makes you creative, because you know, you gotta work with what you got, and at the same time you don't got a lot sometimes, so you have to look around and really like imagine how things will work together and just try to figure stuff out. I might be a little shaky because I'm nervous. I feel like someone's watching me. I'm super shaky. I'm sorry, this is embarrassing. So I'm just gonna whew, and I also blow the smoke away. Sometimes I hold my breath because I'm just really trying not to like inhale this. I do want to get a 3M mask or a solder fan. It's better safe than sorry. Alright, I'm just gonna keep the fan on for like, I don't know, 5 more minutes. It was a pretty good solder. I feel like I did a pretty good job. Make sure it's over. Heat that up and then they're rejoined together. Heating them together. Heating it together. Don't mind my nails too, please. I'm really bad at keeping my nails nice. I do want to pay someone to do my gel nails though. So holla at your girl, I'll give you business. Alright. That's really cringy of me. I said holla at your girl. That is so cringy. Just don't mind me. Okay, this is where my heart kind of breaks, because these pro trinkets are so rebellious sometimes. Sometimes they just won't work. And I've done so much research and stuff about these things that I found out that these are just not the best chips out there. So I just gotta work with what I got. I have this one that just doesn't work anymore. I've tried rebooting it. I've done so many different connections and code and all these things trying to bring it back, and I just couldn't do it. I'll try again later, but holy crap, that was just a lot to deal with. I only have like an extra one, but it's already connected to something that I was trying to make already. I don't really know if I want to share this project yet. I think I'm gonna wait, because this was the project I was working on before the bracelet. But since my friend requested a bracelet, I was like, okay, might as well just try to make it. This is the only pro trinket I have left that works. So I might have to sacrifice this one and use it for this project, which honestly, yes, I have to do that. I just kind of have to do that. So this project's just gonna go to the side, and I'll reorder the chip when I can. Or actually, I just want to get better chips. I'm gonna do more research on which chips to use and stuff, but yeah, I'm sacrificing this project. I've had to do that many times to just reuse my chips, and man, chips aren't cheap, man. So I'm gonna cut it. This is the part that I kind of like procrastinate on, because I'm like, damn, I really just have to restart that project. But you know what? That's life. So I could desolder these wires actually and wire this circuit, but I'm trying to think, would I need any of these wires? Okay, I could use the ground. Yeah, I could use the ground and the 5 volts. And then where's my strip go? Okay, is it this one? Yeah. So I'm gonna use this LED strip, and okay, I have all the wires, so either I take it off from the Arduino or I take it off from here, but I think it would make sense more to take it off from the Arduino, thinking about it. because this would just be annoying, and this I could do easier. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna have to desolder these wires from the Pro Trinket. Okay, change the angle. I feel like the last angle was kind of hard because you can't see my face. I'm just kidding, but alright, so I'm gonna have to desolder some of the wires from the Pro chip. I don't think I like this lighting. Okay, let's see if I can connect this and if this will make the lighting better. Checking my wires, seeing what needs to be connected. You know what, let's connect that for now. If you're wondering how I can manage in this mess, I don't know. I don't know how I do it. Alright, so that actually took me longer to connect it back together, but yeah, that's how I get sidetracked. Just lighting up my wall. Is the lighting better? It's, you know what? It's awesome. Okay, I think I finally got my setup where I'm charging my camera and you can see me and you can see my project. I'm gonna try to desolder the wires. So that means I have to turn on my fan again because I'm turning on my solder. Hopefully no explosions. Alright, I'm gonna use my pliers for this because it helps to pull the wires out with pliers where it's not burning hot on your fingers. Okay, grab the solder. Okay. You saw that flicker? It's because I'm literally living in danger right now. I am not putting wires where they need to go. Okay, don't worry. I won't explode. You know what? I'm gonna cut that out. I don't want people to know I'm not being safe. Just kidding. But if you have any information for me, definitely tell me. If there's a way to be safer, tell me, because I don't know everything. And I don't know if you do know everything, but if you do, you could teach me. And I would love to learn. I love learning, so let's educate each other. Okay, I need to find a better positioning for this because this is not feeling too solid. Alright, got that one out. See how smooth that was? That was pretty clean. Woo! Yes, I've been practicing because there are a lot of things I need to desolder because I made a lot of mistakes. Learning how to desolder has been such an essential skill. So I'm not gonna lie, I got completely sidetracked again. I was trying to reset up my camera, but it was annoying me how like busy it was here. Like there was just too much going on, and I felt like I needed to really like clean up my space. I decided to clean, and I got the idea of how to like put my wires away because my wires are kind of everywhere. Some of you might think that's really unsafe. So I'm so stuck on this like safety thing. That's kind of the reason why I'm doing these wires too, is because I want to be more clean and safe. But I kind of just light up my room sometimes with some random stuff. I have chemicals everywhere. I have fire going on, smoke. And I actually do get sidetracked from my projects quite often. If you cannot tell already, I don't know, some people might call it ADHD, and some ADHD people might be like, no, that's not ADHD, because ADHD is like this, and then I'm like, oh, so I don't have it. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, I do have it. But it's like, how do I know? Because I feel like there's just too much information out in the internet that when I look up something like that, there'll be so many like indications where it's like, wow, I relate so much to that. And I was like, maybe I do have that. But then on the other side of the internet, they're like, no, it's not like that. It's like this. And it's like, so I don't have it? I don't know. I mean, okay, some of the things they list on there I relate to quite a lot. So regardless if I do have ADHD or not, I'm pretty active. I'm pretty always doing something. Except for making time for people, which is... That sounded really depressing. I'm gonna reflect a little bit on what I just said, because that sounded pretty dark. But yeah, everything's good. Like, I'm just focused on everything. I do need to socialize more probably, because I mean, I do feel myself changing all the time. I feel like there was one point in my life where I was like super shy and like antisocial, and like I did not know how to talk to people, and then I experienced like getting out of that, and I figured out how to be social and how to like interact with people. Why do I sound like an alien right now? And I realized it was more about listening and kind of like understanding people that made me social. It was just not really to talk. It was more to like listen to them and like ask questions about who they are and get more curious on the person I was talking to. That helped me be more social. Like, I like more being the observer and the listener, I think. Well, at least I noticed that's the role I play in a lot in people's lives. And I think it kind of fits because I don't know how to talk about myself. Like, I don't know how to talk about my life. Like, what kind of life is this? I don't know. You know, I feel like, what was I talking about before this? Okay, at least I got my wires out of the way. Where am I at? Oh yeah, I was getting rid of this one. Like, what am I sitting on? This could look wrong in so many ways. Why do I have a PVC tubing on my chair from another project? Did I finish that project? No. You know why? Because I need more microchips. If someone would like to donate to me, donate to me. And I'll buy electronics. This looks, it looks so like Dr. Ock. I'm just gonna be pulling, ooh, just like that, and it's out. I wasn't even done explaining what I was doing. Yeah, it looks gross, I know. It's just like, what are you doing? What is that? Why are you playing with that? The best method I found to take out the solder from these little pins is to heat up the bottom part, and place the soldering sucker tip right onto the circle you're heating up and just suck it from there. Perfect. That was clean. Yay. We did it. Oh. Yep, they're all free. I should have showed you before. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see it. But you see how all those holes are clean? I should have showed you before. But clean. Can use them all again. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my iron. I'm gonna take a break because there was a lot of soldering and I need to take a break from my electronics sometimes. Be back in like, I don't know. We'll see. Alright y'all, took a little break from this project. I did add the battery pack to the Arduino. I don't know if I showed that, but I added that. Now I'm back. Now I'm ready to install I'm ready to solder the wires for the LED strip onto the Arduino. And the thing that kind of also stops me from making moves is planning the orientation of how this build is going to be, because I get so indecisive on how I want it. So I think I decided I'm going to have the LED strip on top of the Nano like this. So I'm going to have to cut the wires pretty short to be able to solder them onto each pin. I'm running out of space, damn it. I might not add the button. I might be too lazy to do that right now. I'll probably do that later. I don't plan on finishing this project this week because I have so many other things going on. I need to work on my website, and that is taking up a lot of time. I'm actually doing this, taking a break from that, because it's just a lot of coding and headaches. You know, talking about code, isn't it frustrating when you're coding something and you're so invested in it and then you go to see the result and it's not working and you have no idea why? I mean, I guess that's kind of like electronics too. I find myself in that situation a lot. But anyway, I digress. So assembling it, I have to really think about it because the ground is all the way on the left side and I'm gonna need to... Yeah, I think it'll be fine. So I'll do ground first since it's in the bottom of the nano, and that way it won't be in the way when I do the 5 volts. Because if I do the 5 volts first, then it'll be in the way. Alright, so how short do I want this? I'm gonna have a little bit of a gap, so I'll cut up to here. These wire cutters are a game changer compared to what I was using before, because what I was using before really made things difficult for me when it came to soldering and all this stuff. Sometimes I have to twist the ends to make it fit. And I probably won't be able to record this part because my camera's gonna die. Or it's not gonna die, it's gonna run out of space. So let me clear my space out. Be back. So I soldered the LED strip to the pins. So now I'm gonna just upload the code and change it a bit. So this is now pin 3. And hopefully this is gonna work. The thing that I'm kind of worried about is that the green wire connected to 5 volts isn't completely soldered on right. I was looking at that right now. I will fix it after. I want to see if this is gonna upload regardless. So moment of truth. Don't mind my ugly nail polish, please. Okay, it's turning on. Now let me quickly upload the code while that's booting. I probably won't do it the first time. Seems like it's going through pretty nicely. Of course, error. When isn't there an error? Okay, let's see. USB tiny port. Let's reset this and try it again. I probably didn't compile fast enough. Uploading. It worked! Alright, so now that we have the code inside the chip, let's try it without this cord and see if it'll turn on with just the battery. So let's see if it's independent from the computer. Alright, so we got our strip here. Don't mind all this mess, man. Okay. We got our LED strip independent from the computer. And now I'm just going to connect the battery. Wrong way. Okay, let's turn on the switch. It worked! The reason why these aren't turning on is because in my code I only put 10 LED to turn on. I could make the whole thing turn on, but I didn't really care because I'm gonna make this into a bracelet, so I'm gonna cut the rest anyway. So the circuit is done. I could add a button if I want to, but I kind of like it like this for now. Now I just need to figure out how to make this look nice inside a bracelet, which I'm so excited. Look at this. That's beautiful. That code in itself is really nice. I don't like how slow it is though. Even though I switched it to millis, it's still a little slower. I need to debug and figure out why that's happening, but for now, I like it. Alright, so I put it inside this fabric and I wanted to see what it would look like. I think it's pretty cool. I don't think it's too bad actually. I just need to figure out how to hide the electronics and so it looks nice and neat. I mean, you'll still see the spaces of each LED, but I think it's still cool. So I came into a predicament with the battery. I noticed that the battery was getting hot as it was connected, even though the switch wasn't on. And I did a little digging. I kind of had a feeling this was gonna happen. I was just kind of hoping for the best, but this is a 9 volt. This is a 9 volt battery. This requires 5 volts, so that's pulling a lot of current. The more current it's pulling, the hotter this is gonna get, and it was getting pretty hot. So I just felt like this was gonna happen, but did it anyway. Why? I don't know. So I think what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to make an alternative battery supply, a power supply with these CR2032 batteries. They're 3 volts each, so if I put them together, it would be 6 volts. According to the Adafruit website, it requires 3.5 amps with 5 volts. So I can measure the current. I wish I had a different I have a multimeter, but it only measures the volts. I don't know if I need to look for, oh my god. Sorry, I saw solder in my wires. So my plan is to solder the positive polarities on these battery holders and solder the negative and put them together and see if that makes 6 volts, since it will be in series. That way the voltage goes up and not the amps. So a little quick fun fact. Now I was gonna educate you guys, but I was like, nah, okay. So let's see if it works. Basically I'm gonna have to desolder the battery part of this and connect this. Alright, let's see how it goes. So that was my best attempt on wrapping the wire on that end, on that negative terminal. So I'm just heating up my solder and I'm gonna turn on my fan because I need ventilation. And let's see if I could solder this cleanly. Where's the camera? Where's the stuff? Alright. So what I like to do is I like to heat it up first. And then once I feel like it's hot enough, I like to feed the solder. Just like some taps there. And that should be good enough. Yeah, I didn't turn on the fan. Now let's do the positive. So I'm trying to twist the wire and I use pliers to make like this U shape so it could hook on, and I have something to hold it down while I solder this together. It just gets a little annoying when it keeps moving around. You know, with all these hand helpers, just can't get that nice clean hold sometimes. Just like right now. God damn it, wires are everywhere. They're in my way. Trust me, I try to be as clean as possible, but god damn. This is too much. Okay. You need patience for this kind of hobby, because if you don't, you're not gonna get very far. Well, I don't really feel like I learned to be patient. I just feel like I'm already determined to like do this and get this done and figure this stuff out. I didn't even show that on camera. I kind of burned the black plastic right there by accident. That happens sometimes. I'm not perfect at this, but enough to get me by. Alright. So now that these are soldered on, and I got my other one, now I'm gonna connect these two together. Alright, I had to clear my space a little bit. It was getting a little too crazy in here. I'm kind of still trying to get the hang of these little wire cutters, because you know what, let me experiment before I start doing this. I'm gonna test it out on some wire that I have on the side just to practice this, just to make sure it will split in the middle and not cut it, because that would suck. Okay, so I did cut it pretty good. I need more solder. I need more solder. Okay, let's connect the batteries and see if this works. Hopefully. Alright, once I connect this battery, it should start turning on. Okay, it's starting to turn on. Nope, didn't work. Well, that wasn't soldered on nicely at all. It just came off. But I don't think that's the problem. Well, that didn't work, unfortunately. Why didn't it work? I don't know. If you know, if you're watching this and you're looking at me like I'm dumb because I'm doing something wrong, please tell me why, because I would like to know. I would like to know why my circuit doesn't work. We don't give up easy. Okay, that is connected now. Just gotta make sure these two are not touching. I'll put a little bit of tape in between them just to make sure they don't touch. One battery. And then two battery. Okay, so it's enough to turn on the nano, but not enough to turn on the code. Why? I don't know why. Wait. Oh my god. Okay, so this battery was just dead. Well, that's really embarrassing. Oh my god, it worked! I just tried a different CR battery and oh my god, I'm so happy. But the code isn't working. That is the only problem right now. Let me see if maybe both of them are drained. Let me try new ones. Let me see if I can find any new ones. Alright, so I have my multimeter here. I'm gonna measure the current, I'm gonna measure the voltage for them. I know I should have done this at first. There's a lot of things I could have done. But, just, you know, we're doing it. You know, we learn. Alright, so I have my multimeter. Okay. So positive with the positive, negative with the negative. How much volts is this? Alright, so this is only producing 2.96 volts, which is clearly not enough. Actually, that is enough. What am I saying? And this one is 2.77. Okay, that one's a little less. Let me try this one. I'm not even showing you what I'm doing. Oh, freak. Okay, that one's... What is it? That's pretty full. Let me try these new ones. Oops, wrong terminal. Oh my god, I'm trying to... That looks like 3, which is a lot more than these guys over here. Unless I wasn't measuring it right, but... Okay, let's try this one. Am I gonna do it the same? Just kind of awkward measuring these. Oh my god. Okay, that is 3.5 or 3.3, 3.4, whatever. Okay, so these are measuring a lot more than these over here. So I'm gonna try these instead. These are the new ones. They were in package, but that doesn't mean anything because I thought these were new, but I guess they are not. Maybe I used them before. Okay, let's try these instead. Okay. So nothing happened this time. Why? I just measured the voltages. Okay, let me try those again. Okay, that's kind of weird. So I'm noticing that it stopped working once I connected this one. And it's still working when this one's connected. Which is not making any sense to me. I'm gonna tape this again. Okay, you guys, do you see what I go through? It's like playing with my emotions. Okay. That one just... Okay, turn it on. Nothing happened. What if I do it reverse? Let me try these again. Okay, there was only one that made it work, which was really weird. Which was this one, I believe. Okay, so no. Okay, no, this one isn't turning it on. I shouldn't have mixed them up like this. Because now, I don't remember which one was which. How did that happen? Okay, I'm confused, guys. I'm so confused. Alright, so playing around with the batteries, I'm assuming that Energizer is the only one that actually turns it on, but it's still not running the code. I don't know if it's just not enough amps going through, which that's actually my guess, because unless I push the amps, so if I do make these parallel, that way we get more current instead of voltage. I could try that. How would I do that then? Alright, let me do some thinking right now. I'm measuring the voltage drop between these two batteries from the power, and the power is only giving, oops, oh, what did I do? Oh no. What did I do? I think I caused a short circuit somehow. Whoops. Yep, I'm getting no volts now. So I'm getting only 2 volts. So that is because it is connected parallel and should be connected in series to add the voltages, not get the current. So I'm gonna have to wire this differently. Alright, so I should have done this from the beginning, and I think I'm gonna make this a must every time before I start a project, especially with electronics, is do the math. Do the math of the circuit, because if not, this is gonna happen to me again, where I'm just being careless and adding power supplies that just don't work out. This is 9 volts for a 5 volt system, which I have 4 extra volts that are just running, and of course the battery's gonna get hot. Okay, so per meter there's 6, oh, this pen doesn't work. Okay, 60 LEDs per meter. Sorry, the LED's kind of I mean, the pen kind of sucks. Let me see if I have another one. And I don't have the best writing. Let's just say 10 to 13 LEDs I'll use. Per meter, we use around 3.5 amps at 5 volts. Okay, where's my calculator? So that is 60 LEDs. So 60 divided by 3.5. Oops. So each LED holds a current of 0.05 amps, or we could say 5 milliamps, but whatever, we're gonna be consistent with amps. So if we have 10, I'm just gonna say 12, it'll be, our circuit will hold 60, 70, I'm around it, amps. Times 5, we need a resistance of 3 or that is the watts. So that is 3.5 watts because we're using 5 volts. Okay. So I'm gonna just disconnect these two and connect them together. That way they are parallel in series. And that way we add the voltages. So we get the 5 volts, and it should be 3.5 watts at 0.70 amps. If my math is correct. If not, please correct me. I'm getting better at this by practice. And if I'm correct, this will add the watts, the voltage, and make it to about 6 volts. Which should be enough to power the circuit. And for that extra volt, I'll add a resistance so we're not going over, which I could have done in the past circuit with the 9 volt battery, but that's 4 volts that I would have to observe. Just too troublesome. So much soldering, so much debugging, so much fixing errors, so much learning. It's a learning process. They say, don't wait to know things to start a project. Start a project and then you'll learn. 100% I agree. Oh crap. Okay. Okay, they should be connected now. Alright, let's connect the batteries and let's see if we get, instead of 3 volts, we get 6 or around there. Okay. Let's put the batteries in. 1, 2. Okay, good sign. It's working. It's turning on. And the code is now working. So let's just, to clarify, meter, just to show you guys that I'm learning. Okay, this should be about 6, close to 6. Oh, why? Why? Alright, that's not close to 6, but we're getting more voltage, and it is enough to power the circuit and code this thing because we need 5 volts. So this is perfect. I'm happy. I think this is gonna be what we're gonna do. Why isn't it connecting? Why can't I see this? Okay, so we're getting about 5. which makes, I mean, it's working. We did the math, we figured it out, we saw where we went wrong. I did some dumb mistakes, but I have enough to connect my switch here. So I have my circuit complete. This is actually works the best in my opinion because it's small. It'll be, oh, okay, I'm happy. I feel like it all happens for a reason. I made mistakes, I did some dumb choices, but I've learned from it. Now I know how to do better next time. And this works perfect for a bracelet. I think I like this battery supply way more than this. This is heavy and bulky. The only problem is that these are more expensive, I believe, I think, and they die faster, but it's for a bracelet. It's not that big of a circuit. I think it'll be good for the project. I'm happy, I'm content. So, hard work pays off, guys. Do the math. Do the math. I have to tell myself that. Do the math. Plan the build before you do it. I've learned a lot from this. So now I'm just gonna finish the project. I'm gonna add the switch so I could switch it on and off. Maybe add the button. I'm happy, guys. I don't think I felt the victory till right now. I think it's hitting me. I'm happy. Such a freaking... This took me like 2 weeks, guys. Well, I wasn't working on it 2 weeks straight, but... took 2 weeks to come with this result, so... I just updated the code, so this is now so much faster, and that's because I still had a delay in here for some reason. I guess I forgot to take it out, but I also moved the digital read because for some reason it was inside the if statement for the millisecond timer, so I just put it on top of it outside of the if statement, and it's working great. Let me disconnect it. And I just need to put the battery. So let's close that. Oops. Alright, so it works great. This is the circuit. I have the button. I installed the button. So the button works a lot faster too. It's more responsive. Look how cool this is! I did it, guys. I'm almost there. Alright, so I was currently editing my LED bracelet video and I realized I never made an end to it, and I think for a lot of reasons. One is because I completely changed everything. Out of all that you just saw, I ended up going with the rechargeable battery. So the thing was, I found the other one. No, okay, let me backtrack. The battery was still getting hot, and so I just got frustrated, and I think I almost got a fever from it, from how stressed I was. But the battery was still getting hot. And then I realized that it was the switch. I put the switch parallel and not in series, and that was a big, like, come on. I just had a big lesson on series and parallel, and I still didn't, until that moment, then I'm like, you know what, I'm a master at parallel now. I'm a master at series. I get the concept. Just kidding. I know I'll get confused again, but in that moment I felt like I understood it. I fixed it. And the thing, what made me want to change it? I forgot. There was something else. I think the code stopped working. Yeah. Or there was something. I completely forgot what it was. But I think it was the code. It wasn't working. And so I found the other light bulb battery that I lost. I found it. And, or I think I didn't realize I had an extra one. So I used that one. I think I just wanted to restart everything and just do it that way, and it worked. But after it was working great. I promise it was working great. And I think I just need to charge it. But the code, I'm turning it on, but this happens now. Well, okay. It turns on. Let me make this darker. And the code is very not consistent whatsoever. And I added a button. I took it off because I thought it was that. I realized it wasn't that. I fixed something else. It started working. I put the button back in. It stopped working, so I took it off again. And it just became this whole thing. I think I just completely stopped recording because how frustrated I was. And I thought I got it. Like I put Velcro. I stitched it up perfect because I thought it was good already. And I had an LED bracelet, which you could say I did, you know? But the inconsistency of this is driving me crazy. And I still have yet to figure out what it is. It is May 9. I think I was recording these in February. So I haven't touched the project, and I haven't tried recording, and I haven't been editing. So there was many reasons why I haven't updated. But this is where I am. I want to completely restart the project. I don't want to continue from this. I actually want to keep it because I'm actually pretty proud. I'm not gonna lie. I learned a lot. This taught me some pretty valuable lessons that I will forever carry in my brain. So grateful for this. So I do want to keep it for a memory. I don't want to give it to my friend yet. I want to make a new one completely from scratch. And I want to find a better microcontroller. I realized I was calling them microchips the whole video, but they're microcontrollers to be specific, because I have been doing more research, so learning more. Yeah, I want to make my own microcontroller or find a better one. I know that's gonna take much longer, but I'm trying. And it takes longer because I'm learning other things, and I don't always focus on microcontrollers. A little bit all over the place. That's just how I am, and there's really no way to change it because I like it. So, alright, I'm gonna end the video. That's it for this project. I got it this far. Would I say it was a success? I don't know. Up to you. What do you think? Until next time, next project. Peace out.